Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Going In Deep, the official broadcast from Uranus. My name is Zach, and joined with me are my co-hosts, Max and Xander, and Mike is out again.
What is he doing? Mike, if you're watching right now, you're dead to me.
And if you're not watching, you're also dead to us.
Yeah.
I think the sentence, the dog ate his homework, is not appropriate here because he's doing his homework.
So we have a very special episode today because we are talking about nothing in particular.
Yeah. So, for the past 20 episodes, we've done a movie review. Mm-hmm. Today, we decided to not do a movie review. We kind of decided to just, make a special announcement, which will be happening momentarily, and kind of just, talk.
So, to be clear to everyone, we have Shape of Water next week, Star Wars the week after, maybe some filler stuff, depending.
Yeah, maybe.
And then
we'll have something. We'll be here.
Uranus Awards live broadcast
January 14th.
14th.
Very exciting times.
And I think I'm done giving the intro of what this is. If you don't know what this is, just be better.
Just watch any of the other 20 episodes.
SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, website,
We gotta update our YouTube.
That's your job, dude. That's your job, bro.
I just asked for help getting caught up. I'm a busy guy.
So,
Xander, go ahead.
The listeners and the viewers have gotten to know us through our opinions of movies over the course of the episodes, but I thought that we could also dive a little bit more into us, let them know a little bit more about us individually too.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
So, what our favorite movies are, what we do besides this, what we've done in our lives, etc.
Sure.
What we have planned for the future.
You want to start it off?
Okay, why not?
You're the one who brought it up. I didn't know about this. Putting me on the damn spot.
Damn.
All right, I'll start. My top 5 favorite movies ever are My Left Foot from 1989, starring Daniel Day-Lewis, Inception, which of course everybody knows, Her from 2013, yeah, Wes Anderson's Fantastic Mr. Fox, and Tim Burton's Ed Wood. Those,
You like Ed Wood?
I really do. It's my 5th favorite movie ever.
Here's a fun fact about Zach. Back when I wanted to be a movie director and was ready to go to film school.
I keep forgetting that you wanted to do that.
Yeah, I was
love
obsessed
that.
with Tim Burton. I own every single Tim Burton film.
Nice.
Even everything.
Even everything?
Even everything.
That's exciting. Even everything.
Correct.
One of my best stories is when I went to a horror movie convention in Jersey, and I met Martin Landau, and he signed my Ed Wood DVD with a silver Sharpie on the front, and he didn't like that because he thought that it was going to fade, and it has faded over the years, so he took the sleeve out and signed the inside of it with a black pen just so that it would be
That's
there.
awesome.
Nice.
That was really cool. I'm an actor, kind of like Max, except he can sing so much better than I could ever hope to.
Shut up.
You shut up.
Oh, I stay.
I'm a comedian. I've done comedy in 13 states at this point. I worked in LA for 4 months. I grew up in musical theater, and
Hometown.
I just finished my film reel, my acting film reel
That's
recently.
exciting.
I produced 2 films this year.
Mm-hmm.
I just got my letter from the city of New York to start EMT work next year, and I'm
Mazel
on
tov.
the road to being a firefighter.
Yes.
And
Save those lives.
I have saved my own ass by doing funny voices more than I have ever done anything else.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to get that personal.
What?
I'll go through. I don't want
Did
people.
you just take notes about what you're about to say?
No, I had to look at my top 10 films. Am I just picking 5 from here?
Pick whatever you want, baby.
I chose 5. You can pick 10 if you want.
I'll just go through the 10.
Sure.
Big Fish is my number 1. Edward Scissorhands, Blade Runner, American Beauty, Mr. Nobody, Fight Club, Requiem for a Dream, The Graduate, Mean Girls, and The Evil Dead.
I
Solid top.
love that Mean Girls is in your top 10. It
That's
makes
a
me
fantastic movie.
Mean
I
Girls
don't
is
disagree. You're you, and it just makes me laugh. Also,
Right, we'll get a little more personal. The first time I ever saw that movie, I had the biggest crush on Janice Ian.
great. Yeah?
Yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
She's like Middle Eastern and all like emo.
Well, also, if I'm not looking at the camera because I'm looking at Facebook, so if you want to like talk to us, comment, we'll respond.
And if you also think Lizzie Kaplan's hot, let us know.
Well,
yeah. Also, thanks for all the likes and the loves.
Thinking Lizzie
there's a lot of
Kaplan
things
is hot
happening.
is just, right.
Yeah. I have my favorite movies pulled up. So, hi, I'm Max.
Hi, Max.
I was hoping someone would.
Is this your first time coming to this meeting?
21st.
Oh.
Nice.
Not really, though. You missed a couple. Remember, because you were acting?
You're right. So I'm an actor sometimes. But then I also have this thing called the Uranus Awards, and then I also build websites.
What's the Uranus Awards?
It's this thing.
Oh, okay.
Dumbass. Top 10 movies. Shawshank. I can't pick a Harry Potter, so it's either Sorcerer's Stone or Deathly Hallows Part 2. D2, The Mighty Ducks. Cool Runnings. Remember the Titans. That Thing You Do. The original Walt Disney's Peter Pan. Space Jam. Logan. Good Will Hunting.
Made the top 10, huh?
It sure did.
That's a great little top 10 there.
And I love Space Jam.
Since you guys did 10, I'll just quickly do the last 5 of my top 10. So after Ed Wood comes A Place in the Sun, starring Montgomery Clift and Elizabeth Taylor. Then 7 is There Will Be Blood. 8 is A Clockwork Orange.
Fantastic.
Yeah, 9 is Gone with the Wind. And 10 is Apocalypse Now Redux, which is the 200-minute version of Apocalypse Now.
Well.
Wow.
Yeah. I saw that.
Excuse me.
I saw that at the Museum of the Moving Image a couple of years ago, and that was an extraordinary experience for me. It wasn't my first time seeing the Redux version, but like seeing that on screen is probably the best thing I've ever seen in a movie theater.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that Alamo Drafthouse does showings of The Room?
Yeah.
Why have we not gone?
I don't know.
That would be so much fun.
Because money.
Oh man.
You still haven't seen The Room, huh?
No.
Oh, Max.
I know.
Max.
I actually thought about watching it tonight. I might.
Oh, do it. Do it.
I still have to finish Geostorm.
Why do you have
Why?
to finish Geostorm?
Because nominations are coming out soon.
Oh,
so
great.
Yeah.
So
wait,
why don't
let's get back. Let's go. Unless you were gonna say something.
I was going to say, let's put on our glasses and take a look back into 2017 and what we thought.
We're gonna do that, or should we do the announcement?
Do the announcement
Yeah,
midway.
let's go ahead.
Okay. So, something very, very exciting is happening next year. We are adding television to the Uranus Awards. Woo-hoo-hoo! And we're adding another team member. He is a friend of mine from the good old days.
Don't lie, Max. We all know you don't have friends.
No, I know. Just let me. It was a speech I wrote. It's not. These are lines. I wrote them. It's
I
not
honestly
real.
just hang around you so Zach will think I'm cool.
No, that makes sense.
It's been
Do
working.
you see his shirt? Oh, Tyler, thanks for adding the Reddit behind us. That was a nice little touch. Hi, Tyler. Hi. Shut up.
Ouch.
We are adding TV, and we are adding an awesome dude from Ohio. I know him from my days of show choir. We were competitors. He's a good man. His name is Patrick Kakusin. He's watching right now. If you actually go on our site, he's already up there on www.uranusawards. I made this out. I can say it. www.uranus-awards.com/about, and I'll even show the camera thing. That's him. Hey, Patrick. And he will be hosting like TV. He'll be doing kind of like Cracking It with Max, but it'll be called. He'll be the host of What's in Pat's Trunk, and it'll be like TV news and reviews and all this stuff that he's going to bring so much to the table.
I'm really curious if he's going to be a hard ass like me or if he's just going to love everything like you.
Or maybe it's like somewhere right in the middle.
Patrick, if you're listening in, please let us know.
Well, he did just say, "Wow, he's a cutie" to himself.
Oh.
I assume.
Yeah, and Patrick, you're a Flash fan, so you're already a friend of mine.
It's his favorite superhero.
I love me some
Ask,
Flash.
ask him if he hopes...
Ask him.
Patrick, do you hope that Iris gets killed off the show?
Why? That's such a horrible
She's
thing to
so
ask.
annoying!
That's such a horrible
She
thing to
is
ask.
so annoying!
She's super awesome.
And
Listen,
the good thing about
Xander.
this is he is a DC fanatic, so he loves that stuff. So he's gonna be able to. He'll be helping out with the social media, making memes and all that stuff. Tyler, what the hell did you do?
He superimposed Max's head onto the back screen here.
What did you do?
I kind of like it.
I get it because Max has a big head.
It's
Wait,
creepy.
what?
It's creepy.
Hi, Dan Adams. What did you roll into? The thing I've been telling you about forever. Uranus Awards. Keep watching or else you're dead to me.
Give us money
And
so
share
more
it.
stuff like this can happen.
So wait, let's talk a little bit more about TV and things. But Patrick will be now with us and
Well, let's be clear to the audience. TV is the first step of our growth. Eventually, we want to get into video games and comic books, and I don't know what else, if anything else.
Maybe straight up books, because a lot of people are getting more into books these days.
We have years to figure that out and how we're going to do it, but for now, baby steps.
And we weren't sure that we were going to do TV, and then we're like, no, I think this is the right thing.
Tooth and nail to get TV
About
done.
2 months ago, Zach was like, guys, I want to do it. And all of us want to do it, but we're like, we don't have time. It's just a lot of work because there are so many shows that fit our criteria.
That's what coffee's for.
Shut up. There's just so much TV. And thank God for Patrick, because he's going to be our connoisseur of that. But we all also kind of have to watch the shows anyway. But it was just a lot to think about. There's a lot of TV coming out.
Right.
But it's really exciting because we're going to have Uranus Awards for movies and television now. That's awesome. I'm so excited. And I'm behind on TV, so this is great.
I'm so behind on
Did you get started watching, or?
Actually, last night I started Defenders because I never got to it because I was doing my summer gig
Solid.
with Dan Adams. Thank you for staying. He said fine.
Yeah, I remember the first time I met Zach earlier this year. It was at Mike's place, and we watched the first episode of The Defenders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm into it. Kung Long.
I think it's fun.
The Immortal Iron Fist.
I liked it more than most, I think.
I'm into it so far. I haven't watched it in so long. I haven't watched the other ones. I should have watched maybe I'll watch a recap before I continue.
I won't spoil anything, obviously. There's a couple of steps I thought were in the wrong direction with the show, but overall, at the end, I was really impressed. I still think Jessica Jones is the best of this Marvel TV series. But
See,
but The Defenders is really good.
I'm partial to Daredevil.
Same.
Daredevil's awesome.
Same.
But I will. I am.
This is so fun that we can talk about TV now.
I am one of the 3 people that will defend Iron Fist.
Hey, shout out to my cousin Alex Wise.
Yeah,
who
Kyle.
played Kyle. Kyle.
Hey, I'm one of the people who will defend the second half of Luke Cage. I like it.
I loved Luke Cage.
I liked all of Luke Cage.
The biggest thing I hear about Luke Cage is they love everything with Cottonmouth, and then once it gets to the Diamondback story, people start losing it.
But I feel like the shows have progressively gotten worse. Because Defenders was
to me, it's Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist.
And I personally would put Defenders after that, and honestly, I was kind of bored with the Punisher.
See, okay,
I haven't seen any of the Punisher.
The reason I started Defenders last night is because I want to watch Punisher because I love him. Because I think he's
John
genius.
Bernthal is a great actor. I'm happy he's playing the Punisher, but I mean, mild spoilers when it takes you 4 or 5 episodes to get guns when you're the Punisher.
Yeah,
that's just a lot of wasting time.
Yeah, I'm the kind of dude who likes build up and tension and stuff like that. So I might be into it.
Yeah, but I don't want to watch.
Tyler.
I don't want to watch 13 hours of boardroom meetings or whatever the hell that is. I want to watch.
That was Iron Fist.
And that was the biggest problem with Iron Fist. So why would they do it again in the Punisher?
I so badly want you to watch a Ghost Story, which is on our list this year.
I want 13 hours of people's heads just being blown clean off.
But
you must love Transformers.
A Ghost Story has a
a
20-minute shot of Rooney Mara just crying and eating a pie. So I want to see your reaction to that.
She's so great.
I gave Colossal 1.5 stars.
Really?
Wow.
I am so happy Mike brought that movie to us because I was shockingly loved it.
We could actually briefly talk about some movies we haven't podcasted.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to do. Let's look back at 2017.
But I just wanted to make the announcement and how excited that Patrick, we're excited for you and you keep
Before we get off of TV, just one question to the table.
TV.
Just one question from me to the table.
I don't want to speak to you.
What show or season of a show are you guys most excited for to come out in 2018? Because My answer is hands down Legion season 2.
Yeah.
If Stranger Things 3 comes out next year, then Stranger Things 3.
It for sure will. It got renewed, and
James Hammers,
Yeah.
he said Stranger Things.
My 12-year-old brother.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for watching, brother.
But,
He said Stranger Things, and I'm with that. Also, that's the only show on our list that I watch, because I don't watch TV. I watch a lot of movies.
Legion, I had no idea what it was going into. I watched it because I thought the poster looked cool, so I
It's
checked
so
it out.
cool.
And then I find out it's an X-Men thing, and
Good thing we have an award for best poster for a television show.
but I didn't even know that until after the first episode was over, and I was already completely gripped.
Yeah.
So, and that's where I discovered Dan Stevens. So it came up before Beauty and the Beast, and
Aubrey
now
Plaza.
I got a huge crush on Dan Stevens. I've always had a crush on Aubrey Plaza, though, and she was terrific. That was her. That's her best television work for sure.
Yeah.
She actually had her 2 best performances ever was in 2017 was Legion and this movie called Ingrid Goes West,
I didn't watch
which
that.
is insane, but it's awesome, and it stars her and Elizabeth Olsen and Ice Cube Jr.
Yes, Ice Cube Jr.
Assuming that DC streaming service comes out, I'm really excited for Young Justice season 3.
Young Justice.
Oh yeah,
Young Justice was an amazing show, and I'm interested for this live-action Titans show.
yeah. I'm not a huge fan of the Robin, Brenton Thwaites.
You saw the picture of him?
I did. He looks good. It's just
yeah, the costume looks good.
I just have yet to see him impress me in anything. He's just been
I
discounted.
think that costume looks better than the CW crap of like, here's a leather jacket. Good luck.
for sure. But yeah, I'm skeptical about him.
Also, I don't know if you guys have watched this yet, but I'm actually really digging The Runaways.
I haven't seen it yet, but I want to. It
I shit
definitely
you
looks like
not,
my
guys.
jam.
I haven't watched any of these things except for Stranger Things.
We believe you.
So you
Yeah,
can, I
no
mean,
pressure.
give me a few months and I'll be like, oh yeah, I've
but-
seen the first episode of 2 of those shows.
Do you guys want to look back at 2017 or want to talk about some of the movies for 2018 we're excited for?
We can
We
do both.
can do both, yeah.
Let's start
But,
with the 17. Some of the
so-
All right.
But yeah, Colossal. What didn't you like about Colossal?
starring Anne Hathaway and
Dan Stevens.
Dan Stevens.
And
Yeah.
Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah.
It just felt like a lot of people just like pissing and moaning over like nothing.
Except for the giant monster that was
Destroying
destroying-
Seoul, Korea.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just like I guess we're going full spoilers.
We might as well, yeah.
This is my version of Mike's story or whatever. This is
Mike's story time.
In fact,
This is there's a girl that's an alcoholic, so her boyfriend kicks her out of the apartment, so she goes back home, and there's some guy that has a crush on her, but she bangs his best friend, so he figures out that he also has a giant monster, and he's upset about it, so he's going to destroy Korea until she tries to stand up to him, but he punches her in the face, so she goes to Korea, and all of a sudden out of nowhere knows that that's how you stop the monster, is it'll summon the monster in her hometown. What?
Well, that's a gross oversimplification.
That was the movie!
I think it's a really unique take on an abuse story, and I thought it was
What was the abuse story?
Well, the abuse story was Jason Sudeikis' character trying to use leverage against Anne Hathaway to control her into what he wants her to do, which is the basis for a lot of abusive relationships.
But they weren't even in a relationship. He was
No,
just a
they-
creepy fucking stalker.
No,
He
they
was
weren't
obsessed
in
with
a
her.
they weren't in a real like romantic relationship. But even if you're not in a real romantic relationship with a guy, a lot of women have experienced that level of abuse from just like a friend or a cousin or a brother or a stepfather, etc. It doesn't have to be a boyfriend to be an abusive person, and they took that kind of a basis for a story and put it into a giant monster story, which is incredibly clever and hard to do. And I thought it was interesting. I loved Anne Hathaway in this movie. She was great.
Even their explanation, though, of why they had giant monsters was like
Well, I mean,
the most bullshit thing ever. Of like,
But I kind of didn't care. I was
You
just like,
kinda
she had a
I was like, this is great.
She had a diorama of Korea that flew into a construction site, and they were both zapped by lightning. Like,
I mean,
You guys ever see that South Park episode where they're ripping on Family Guy and they're like, Family Guy makes all their skits from
manatees.
From manatees, just picking random balls. That's what this movie felt like.
Well,
No.
yeah.
There's a girl and she's an alcoholic, but she also has an abusive stalker that used to be in love with her, but she's gonna bang his best friend, and she was zapped by lightning.
I mean, the way they got their connection to the giant monsters is about as believable as having connections to a giant monster, so I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a simple way to get that explanation into the ether and for us to focus on the rest of the development of this character. It was a female character that changed completely from the beginning to the end. She was a different person at the end of the movie, which is what the simplest thing I ask for in a female character, and that was terrific.
Not really, though.
It was a full arc. That's a good thing. It's a step in the right direction.
you start the whole movie off with her boyfriend kicking her out because she's out all night drinking and doing her own thing, and she ends the movie drinking and doing her own thing. The only thing she did was get rid of her creepy stalker by literally killing him.
Well, when you kill a horrible monster, are you not going to have a celebratory shot?
Batman would have disposed of him without killing him.
This is so not a Batman story.
After that comment, I think I need to move on from this movie.
I did not like it.
I liked it.
I really liked it.
It was real cute.
I've plugged this movie a couple of times in a few podcasts, but one of my favorite movies this year is called Your Name, and it's from Japan.
Did you bring me the Blu-ray?
I didn't, because someone else is borrowing it and has had it for a couple of weeks.
Damn it, Xander! I asked you to borrow.
I know, but when you asked me, someone was still borrowing it.
You gotta get that back. Hey Max, remember those comics I let you borrow?
Xander.
But just a quick summary of the story. There's two young high schoolers in Japan, one who lives in Tokyo, one who lives about 50 miles outside of Tokyo, a boy and a girl, and every morning they switch bodies. He's her and she's him, and then the next morning they switch back and they have to live out each other's lives. And it's a 2-hour story about how that unfolds.
What causes the switch?
I don't want to spoil the movie, but
Unlike some people.
I found the revelation of that to be really satisfying. I think it was well done. I don't want to actually say what it was because I want you guys to watch this movie first. But it's an extraordinary film. It's one of the 5 best anime films I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if they've actually submitted it for like all the big awards that are coming out soon, but I hope they did because it deserves to win tenfold. I loved Coco, I really did, but this movie is a masterpiece, whereas Coco is really good to me. So,
all right, well let me just hop off that real quick. So we have a meeting coming up on the 16th
to discuss Uranus nominations.
to discuss basically what is. Oh my God! Look at Tyler adding these little images in the back. He's adding like trailers.
Yeah.
Your name, Tyler. You're so talented.
That's so great.
It's really sweet. Okay, so yeah, we're meeting on the 16th to decide what is going to be nominated, and then you will vote for who wins. I'm gonna push so hard for Coco for Best Picture.
For Best Full
Best Picture.
Over
Best
Logan,
Picture.
really.
Because I'm gonna bring more than one.
Well, yeah.
Logan and Coco are gonna be the ones I am pushing for, but I don't think Logan should have too much of a hard time being
At this point.
I think that's my pick for Best Picture.
It's still Blade Runner for me.
right.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm really excited to see what actually ends up getting nominated because I have my own nominations, but I know that it's not what it's gonna be.
I think the only thing that could be Logan for me would be maybe Star Wars.
I hope so. I really hope so.
It's 8 days away, and I feel like there's an earthquake in my spine. I'm so excited for Star Wars.
I was talking to Tyler earlier, who doesn't like Star Wars. Shut your mouth.
Oh, Tyler, did you hear Quentin Tarantino wants to make a Star Trek film?
I did see that, and I'm very excited.
No one asked you, Tyler!
I asked him.
I don't care!
Whenever we mention Star Wars, Tyler just says, meh.
He loves to push the meh on Star Wars on people.
God,
He-
it's so annoying.
it's-
I bet
he's-
he's typing it right now.
he's
50
like-
bucks.
I bet he tells people he's vegan.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, it's like he's like a gluten-free vegan, and he's so proud of it. What's on the screen?
Oh, I don't know. It's
Okay.
stars.
I'm looking over the list, and we actually discussed like
Uh,
most of the movies.
Did we discuss Power Rangers?
We did.
We did.
We had a full episode on
Was
it.
I there?
You were not.
Oh, maybe that's
Do
why.
you want to talk about Power Rangers?
I loved it. That's it.
Okay.
Yo, Netflix killed it.
Netflix did
Yeah.
great this year.
One of your favorite movies of the year, the Discovery.
Yeah.
That movie was impactful.
Yeah,
I know that's not going to win, but I would love it to.
It's
that was really cool.
it's a lasting film. I've
Oh.
watched it again after we did our podcast. and
It's a great movie, right?
It didn't get any worse at all.
yeah.
You know what movie I didn't get to bitch about this year, though? The Space Between Us.
I didn't get to bitch about that either. I would love to bitch about that with you.
I'm
Oh
gonna-
my god.
That was just a bad movie.
First of all, what kind of a first name is Gardner? Seriously.
Tyler, what is in the back of this thing?
It seems to be Picard and the cast of Star Trek Next Generation fighting with Darth Vader.
You're dead to me.
The Space Between Us was crap. It was sappy, disgusting crap.
It was like a terrible teen soap opera with Gary Oldman.
It was like if The Martian were directed by the creator of Barney the Dinosaur.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was not into that at all.
What'd you guys think of the DC straight to DVD film?
Couldn't give less than a shit about them.
Justice League Dark and Teen Titans Judas Contract, I thought were both fantastic.
Yeah, I like
Batman
those
and Harley
movies.
Quinn. I hated.
I agree.
I like parts of it, but all in all, I thought it was terrible. But Justice League Dark was super impressive. I loved.
I think the
that.
whole thing with like Batman and Harley Quinn was just riding hard on having the voice cast from the animated series,
yeah,
but the actual story
and
didn't make sense. It didn't even conclude.
They didn't have the original. They didn't have Arlene Sorkin doing Harley Quinn this time. They had Melissa Rauch from The Big Bang Theory doing Harley Quinn. She did fine, I guess, but like, I don't know. Arlene Sorkin is the only Harley Quinn to me, really. I did like Margot Robbie.
I thought Tara Strong did the voice.
She did a few times for Batman Arkham City and for the Injustice Gods Among Us games, but she didn't do it for Batman and Harley Quinn. It was Melissa Rauch.
But didn't she do it for the animated series though, Tara Strong?
Nope, that was Arlene Sorkin, the original.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't
My
like
life
Tara
is a
Strong's
lie.
Harley Quinn, to be honest.
my life is a lie.
What else?
Dan, you want to know what we're using as a switcher? We have a very fancy man in the back doing fun things.
Yeah.
Tyler Milliron at Milliron Studios, located in New York City.
Yeah, he's okay.
Um,
One film I didn't get to talk about because I wasn't on the podcast yet was Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah,
which,
sure.
I really loved. I did have a couple of problems with it story-wise, but all in all, I couldn't stop smiling from beginning to end.
yeah, Tom Holland.
Tom Holland to me was
it was
is the best
significantly better
Spider-Man.
than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, for sure.
It's the best Spider-Man movie of all time. Love Max.
I don't know
I would
about
agree. I would agree to that. It was a hard thing to admit because of how much I loved Spider-Man 2.
I don't
That's
get everyone's
still my
obsession with
favorite.
it.
Spider-Man 2 is great.
I like Spider-Man 1 more.
Spider-Man 1 was awesome. I think Spider-Man 2 was an improvement. And it
Spider-Man 2 had probably the best Spider-Man villain we've seen on screen. You have to deal with Peter's...
I like
Spider-Man 2 is
Green Goblin more.
Spider-Man 2 is
did
a
not.
great display of Peter's struggle in his life. See,
I
reason,
like the movie.
The reason why so many
You don't have to
people
defend-
love Spider-Man is because unlike a lot of other Marvel characters, Spider-Man gets shit on in life.
Yeah,
If you look at the comic books of Spider-Man from like his origin until now, it's just a series of freaking bad luck.
yeah, and I loved that about Spider-Man: Homecoming because this Peter Parker was a screw up. Like in
He was
so
a
many
screw
ways.
up, but I didn't really get that feeling like he had that insane bad luck.
Yeah,
Like the
a lot
Amazing
of the bad
Spider-Man
things-
series got a bad rap for being too dark, but Spider-Man has a lot of tragic stuff in his past. To me, the original Sam Raimi trilogy was the best like mix of Spider-Man trying to be this funny, happy-go-lucky guy and being shit on by the universe.
See, I like the first Amazing Spider-Man movie. I hate the second one, not because it's
like
too
them
dark,
both.
because it's a bad movie. That's just it. But yeah, Spider-Man: Homecoming is the best Spider-Man film to me, and it took a lot of time for me to be able to come to that conclusion because of how great Spider-Man 2 is to me. But
I came to that conclusion pretty immediately.
it's good stuff.
I was like stingy with my nominations, but looking back, I think The Vulture was the best film we've had all year.
I still love me some Hella, mostly because of Cate Blanchett's performance and work, not so much because of the writing. But here's a weird little trilogy of movies to watch one night. Tim Burton's Batman, Birdman, and Spider-Man: Homecoming. It's the Michael Keaton winged trilogy.
Jesus Christ.
It's a weird trilogy. You're in a weird mood at
Because
the end
it's
of it.
Christmas time, I just rewatched Batman Returns.
Oh yeah.
I watch that every Christmas.
I will watch that one anytime. It's so silly.
Dan
Michelle
Adams
Pfeiffer.
says, well, he was finally a teenager, a real teenager.
Sure, yeah.
And yeah, we didn't have some...
But you don't need Spider-Man to be a teenager. Like, Spider-Man's grown up in...
Okay, shut up about the comics. About how, like, he could be older, like, in the comics, but that's not what people want.
I stopped reading Spider-Man comics a couple months ago, but when I stopped reading, he was the CEO of his own company.
But I don't want to see that. I mean, I'll watch it, but I want a young Spider-Man.
I'm glad we got a young Spider-Man because it's a different type of genre in Marvel. The only way Marvel works is if each of their independent films is a different genre. Ant-Man needs to be heist films. Doctor Strange needs to be a little darker magic films. You know what I mean? If they all have the same exact tone and the same basic movie, people are going to get sick of it. The key to having, these 6 or 8 or 9 superhero films a year is you make them all different tones.
Sure.
You don't make a superhero film, you make a Western through a superhero lens. You make a heist film through a superhero lens. And I think that's what they're going to start to do. And honestly, I think that's kind of one of the reasons I'm not necessarily excited for Black Panther is I don't really see it as anything more than just a superhero film.
Well, it's an important superhero film that has needed to happen for a while.
I mean, Black Panther's a huge character. I'm going to go see it, obviously. I'm just not excited for that film as much as I'm excited for Venom, for example. And the reason I'm excited for Venom, even though we've seen nothing, is not because of Tom Hardy, but because it's being pitched as an R-rated sci-fi thriller. I love Alien. I liked Life a lot this year.
It was fine.
If it's in the vein of those kind of movies, I think that's going to be great.
In my mind, in Tom Hardy, I trust.
I don't know. I have one more Spider-Man: Homecoming question, specifically for you.
Yes.
Because one problem I had with the film was that the Spider-Man suit was essentially just a Spider-Man version of Iron Man. I didn't really care so much for that.
Karen?
What did you think?
I thought it was fantastic. I loved it. I loved that the costume was literally a character.
Is there anything you didn't love about that movie?
Give
me a few minutes.
It's just that I love me some Spider-Man: Homecoming. It's just that Tony Stark looms over the film a little bit too much for me.
Oh, I don't think so at all.
He's not like in it so much, but
No, he was fine.
He's like it's not his presence in the film that bothered me. It's the fact that he looms over it so much, and that like if you look at every scene that Spider-Man has something to do, someone to save, he kind of fucks it up, and then Tony Stark saves him, all but the last scene. Mm-hmm. And the only reason Tony Stark did not come in to save the day at the end there was because Happy hung up on Ned when Ned called Happy for that help. So if it weren't for that, Tony Stark would have been there to help, because there's no reason he shouldn't have been in that scene. So that's just pretty much it. I think I'm tired of seeing Tony Stark so much.
One of the reasons I love this movie so much, besides the fact that Tom Holland's literally just perfect, I love that his Spider-Man wasn't a perfect Spider-Man.
Oh, of course, I love that.
In both Tobey Maguire's and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, within the first movie, they could do anything. Their spider senses were on point. They could climb up buildings really quickly. It literally took this Spider-Man so long to get to the top of the Washington Monument.
Yeah, they're both great Spider-Men, but
and like he keeps falling. He kept falling I was like, yeah, this makes sense that he's failing.
Yeah.
I really liked that. I appreciated that.
Although I do wish that we also got like a better explanation of how Tony Stark knew that Peter Parker was Spider-Man based on like YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to know that.
Well, you got to see in Iron Man 3 all his little detective skills.
I mean, I guess
He's Tony Stark. He could,
I don't know.
I just went with that.
He very quickly threw this young 15-year-old child into the Civil War battle, which always baffled me. But
Which is also like one of the greatest moments in Civil War.
That's one thing I hate about the MCU as a whole is how not connected it is. Because you have the whole Netflix Defenders, and during Civil War, Tony Stark was never like, hey, maybe I should go recruit the devil of Hell's Kitchen. Instead, he was like, why not?
Because they're not connected.
Well, Daredevil was in the Civil War comics.
Are they in the MCU?
Yes.
Well,
That's the thing, is all the Marvel TV shows are supposed to be in the MCU.
In Jessica Jones, they make several references to the Avengers.
Daredevil too.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Even
like,
Luke Cage, he says, "Oh, the big green guy," and the
but
rest
they
of
could
the
be
Avengers
saving
or
that till
whatever.
after the second,
I don't know
the fourth Avengers
if or
movie.
when
It comes
we're
down to
gonna get that.
licensing rights.
That's what I'm saying. Like they don't. What I meant by MCU is like they don't have it. They just can't. Right? They can't bring them in.
They could if they wanted to.
I think in
But
their
also, like
contracts,
I would rather have Spider-Man.
in like
than
Kristen
Daredevil.
Ritter's contracts and in Charlie Cox's contracts for all these shows, it states that they need to report to like an Avengers film if they're asked to do so. Isn't that right? Am I wrong?
Probably.
I heard something about that. But
be
yeah,
surprised.
correct me if I'm wrong.
It's all under Marvel Studios. It's all
Right.
technically the MCU, but Marvel Television is ran by Jeff Loeb, and Marvel Studios is ran by Kevin Feige.
Right.
Literally, just because of those two differences, they don't really cross over.
Mm-hmm.
What happens in the movies affects TV shows. What happens in TV shows never affects the movies. Which, even in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you have a bunch of Inhumans running around on Earth, and not once has anyone been like, hey, maybe we should check out these 50 people that have superpowers now.
Yeah.
You know? Runaways, again, I like that show a lot. It's set in Los Angeles. Not once has anyone been like, hey, Ghost Rider is also in Los Angeles. Maybe he should be here. You know, anything.
Do we have any questions in the comment board?
Not questions. Perhaps if you have any questions, let us know. If you
Yes,
want us to like
please.
talk about
Any more
something.
things to
We
complain
love being interviewed. We really do. Well, if either of you have any questions for the table, that might be fun.
What are you most excited for in movie-wise 2018?
Oh, movie-wise, 2018.
Let me just pull up that list.
A lot of
Okay,
a lot of stuff non-Uranus awards, like the Lucy and Desi, which is the Lucille Ball film starring Cate Blanchett.
Yeah.
That's probably my top one.
I mean, I don't know. It has to be Infinity War.
Yeah.
Honest. I mean, I'm sure like that's still like, yeah. Is it like, yeah?
I asked Max this a couple weeks ago, and I'll ask you again, I guess, in case you want to change your mind.
I probably won't.
And I'll add another part. Of all the superhero movies coming out next year, right? Which one are you
yeah.
absolutely have to see very first show, and which one would you skip?
Incredibles 2. I have to see the first show of that.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
And which
I'm pretty
one would you
pumped about
skip?
that movie.
I need a list here.
We have Ant-Man, Aquaman.
I liked Ant-Man more than a lot of people did. I
love
I do
Ant-Man.
miss.
It is the most underrated Marvel movie.
Yeah.
I do miss Edgar Wright being part of it. I really want to see Edgar Wright's full version of that.
There
but,
was one.
but I thought it was fine.
There was one time I was literally like so into my depression that I just watched out of context Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, and Ant-Man just to laugh. I love Ant-Man.
It's so good. Also,
I like it enough.
Patrick said, "I know Max's answer, but do the others watch any DC TV?"
I watch all of it, unfortunately.
I'm behind a lot, but I do watch it all.
And at least we're gonna have to be on it. So
I'm a really big fan of Supergirl.
I'm much more a DC fan than a Marvel fan.
yeah. What's the movie that you would take out?
Yeah, what would you skip?
Right.
Superhero movie.
Superhero movie that I would skip. Yeah, it's a good question. There's not that many next year, if I'm not mistaken. But
Oh, there's a lot next year.
Ant-Man, Aquaman, Avengers, Black Panther, Deadpool 2.
well, Deadpool
Incredibles.
2 for sure. I have to see on the first day.
Yeah.
New Mutants.
New Mutants. Yeah.
Dark Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix. I'm so excited. The Untitled Spider-Man movie.
Oh,
Venom.
the animated one from
Yeah.
Sony.
I know my answer, and it hasn't changed.
I think probably Venom, to be honest.
Really?
I love me some Tom Hardy. I heard Michelle Williams is going to be part of that, and she's one of my favorites. But
Oh,
I
that
just
would be
And
awesome.
Riz Ahmed.
I don't really trust that company with these characters right now, and I'm not super excited for what they have done or what they might do.
Sony is milking their Spider-Man characters. They're going to do a Black Cat and Silver Sable movie, and they're going to do a Morbius the Living Vampire movie.
Okay.
Sure, why not?
All right.
The one I'm least excited for.
The look on Xander's face says it all.
And based on Justice League, I'm not super excited for Aquaman.
That's my answer. It hasn't changed.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not excited for Dark Phoenix.
I don't.
See, okay, here's my thing.
I don't care about X-Men standalone
Yeah.
films anymore.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
so over.
I am one of the few people who loved X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I loved it. I love Dark Phoenix. I love her story in general.
I have one good thing to say about Apocalypse,
I
and that it is better than Days of Future Past.
I agree.
Not in my opinion.
I
I
agree.
love Days of Future Past. I hated
Holy
Apocalypse.
crap, was I pissed at Days of Future Past. Oh my god.
I didn't love Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
It's in the bottom 3 of mine, I think.
I thought Apocalypse was bad, but I wasn't mad at that movie.
See, it was in my top 3.
I was so
for X-Men, I
pissed
think.
at Days of Future Past.
I like Days of Future Past.
Really,
It's fine.
Really hated it.
No, X-Men. I love every single X-Men movie, ish. But
X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oh no! Oh my god!
but it's not like sure. What's the wait? So what's the movie? If you had to throw out one
Dark Phoenix.
besides Dark Phoenix,
Is that your skip one? Or-
That's my skip one.
Okay.
Yeah.
what's your top one? And if Dark Phoenix wasn't an option,
What was my top one?
I assume Infinity Wars.
or Venom?
I'm not that excited for Infinity War.
Get Out, the movie.
No, Get Out came out this year, man.
That's why I said the movie.
I think my top one, ironically, might actually be New Mutants.
It looks cool.
New Mutants looks great.
Still haven't seen the trailer.
God damn it, Xander.
I still haven't seen the Infinity War trailer.
Oh God.
I know everyone has, but until it comes up to me in a movie, I won't see it. So
Dan Adams, I hate you. Max is looking forward to the new Mamma Mia sequel. Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again is what that movie is called.
oh, that's a real thing. He's not.
Oh, yeah, no, that's real.
Holy
I think
God.
Cher's in it,
Why?
no.
right?
Oh,
No, isn't that the worst thing you've ever heard in your life?
Sheesh.
I'm so upset about it.
Wreck-It
Now, are
Ralph
we-
2 comes out next year.
Wait, but I'm really excited about that.
Are we gonna review Mamma Mia 2 because Cher is a space alien?
We should, honestly.
That should count, right?
Also,
it has
that-
other creatures in from the expanded universe.
James Hammers says, "Am I the only one who wasn't extremely in love with the Infinity War trailer?"
Oh, I'm sure I will be when I see it.
See, Xander doesn't like trailers. He doesn't watch them on purpose.
I watch them in the movie theater. I don't
Yeah.
typically watch them at home. I've only watched a couple this year at home.
Yeah. I love trailers. I actually downloaded this app called Reaction app. You can follow us there, and I just do a bunch of reactions. It's also on YouTube. And I loved the Infinity War trailer. I think it was great, and I was screaming.
Infinity War looks good, but it just looks like another Avengers film.
Which it is.
I mean, it is.
What is it gonna radically change? Like
Max
what
looks
could
like Max.
drastically happen?
Murder.
Everyone, like,
Death.
a lot of people are going to die.
At least 2 of them are going to die.
I think
I don't think anyone's gonna die.
They better, or I'm going to be very, very mad.
you don't think anyone's going to die in this first one?
If anyone dies, then in Avengers 4 they'll bring him back.
No.
I think Iron Man's going to die.
I want him.
It's either going to be Iron Man. I don't think they'll kill Cap.
I want them to
Hawkeye.
kill Cap. I really do.
Hawkeye, or
They blew the chance to kill Hawkeye. It's not going to have the same impact as it would have in Age of Ultron.
I agree.
Would
But
anyone even care if Hawkeye dies?
I would.
Yeah.
I love Hawkeye. I love Jeremy
Renner's great.
Hawkeye is the worst Avenger on that whole team.
I disagree.
I don't know. I as much as I love the first Avengers movie, I laugh every time I see Scarlett Johansson shooting a gun when Thor has a hammer and Hulk has a
That's my thing.
himself and
I agree.
stuff like that. That it's like, what the frick are you doing with a gun? What's
Black
a gun
Widow,
gonna
someone
do?
says.
And Black Widow kicks so much freaking ass in every scene she's in, but like it's just hilarious that she's got like a little pea shooter, with
Right, when
Captain
everyone else is,
America
like, doing-
with a vibranium shield and Iron Man's suit. That's just
I think
funny
the
to me.
only way I would be excited for Infinity War is
Wait, let's go back. Are you not excited for it?
no, not really.
That is shocking.
You know what I'm excited for?
Star Wars.
More Doctor Strange.
Shut your... God, Tyler, just keep
I'm just
editing
excited
things.
to see more Doctor Strange.
I do love me
Well,
some
yeah,
Doctor
of course.
Strange.
Benedict Cumberbatch
I do love
is-
me some Doctor
That's-
I
Strange.
love
That's
him.
it.
He's great.
I can't get over the Doctor Strange scene in Thor Ragnarok.
So good.
I've seen Thor Ragnarok 3 times. That's still one of my favorite scenes in the whole Marvel film series.
Just going room to room.
It's like, that's the freaking Sorcerer Supreme that we've needed.
Marvel said that they're going to make. They have 20 more movies planned. I think.
Yeah, 20.
You can't have 20 more movies without any of the major.
I don't think they're going to kill everyone. But I think they are going to kill one of the Avengers that was in the original Avengers.
I do believe
If you kill one of the original Avengers, they will come back at some point somehow.
I don't know.
Why?
I do think it is time for Tony Stark to die. Like,
I think
the time has come. It would be
Oh,
appropriate.
War Machine might die in this one. I think War Machine's going to
War
die.
Machine. I don't think I'm going to get both of these. I'd be really happy if Cap and if Tony died.
I mean, I'm going to be really upset.
Of course.
But I don't think they should die in the same movie.
Oh my god, he put a giant mess.
Tyler! Gotta kill. I'm gonna. Anyway, I don't think that they should kill them both in this movie, though.
I do. I really do. I think it's time. I think we should get Iron Heart, the female Iron Man, and we should get Winter Soldier upgraded to Captain America.
I could see Winter Soldier taking over as Captain America. I can't see Iron Heart. That character was made like 3 months ago.
Like last year, right?
No, wasn't
I
it?
remember-
I think it was this year.
I remember it being announced last year.
that character's way too new to throw in.
For killing off the original Avengers, I think it's in either or. Like, it's either Cap or Iron Man or Thor or Hulk.
It will not be Hulk.
It's not
Hulk
gonna
cannot be killed.
Thor.
Thor maybe, but Hulk
I don't think
can't
they're gonna.
die.
Yeah, they're not gonna kill Hulk.
He literally can't die. Like, that's not a thing he can do. So
I think if they write any of them out, they'll do it in a roundabout way of like, hey, they're not coming back, or are they?
moving on from Marvel, I do want to talk about one movie I know at least I've seen that you and I almost saw together a while ago. I sat down and I watched all of the Emoji Movie.
Oh God. Why and how?
Why? So I could talk about it on this frickin' podcast.
How?
Keep the questions coming.
How is not important. However bad you think it is way worse. Like, oh my god.
Is it at least like The Room bad?
The Room is fun. This isn't fun. This is just very painful to watch. It's... I am kind of sweating a little bit. Like, it's so bad I'm a little intimidated by this movie. Like, it wasted the time of hundreds of animators, first of all. Hundreds of animators who have spent countless hours in their bedrooms in college trying to get their degrees just so they could get their lives destroyed by the minions and Olaf. And they got this job. Oh my god.
Animating emojis.
Animating emojis. And
The new iPhone does that.
what? The iPhone 10 makes pretty much the Emoji Movie
That's what
in
I'm saying.
its own phone.
That's what I'm saying.
But like the jokes, the gags, the freaking cameos, the dialogue that everybody had, the nonsensical plot, the flip flops of the things that in its logic that don't make sense. I just can't name enough things wrong with this movie.
I think 2018 is going to be a weird year for me because the movies I feel I should be excited for, I'm not. And the movies I wouldn't necessarily normally be excited for, I really am. And one example that comes to mind is I'm not excited for that Han Solo movie.
I'm getting less and less interested as more time goes on.
Does anyone care about that movie?
I did.
Why?
I did.
Because I love Star Wars and I can't get enough of it.
I'm gonna see it. I might.
Tyler,
I might feel
God.
better after the first trailer comes out, but I'm getting less and less interested as the more I hear.
I don't think
just
it's gonna
seems
be
like a bad idea.
It is a bad idea, but
whatever. You know what movie? Wait. Sorry. You know what movie I'm really excited for?
What's up?
A Quiet Place.
Yes.
Holy.
That looks amazing.
That trailer. Okay, so the first time I saw that trailer was in a movie theater, I think, and I was like, "What is that? What?
Yeah.
What?"
That's good.
I think
I'm
it's gonna
excited.
be one of the best films of the year.
Could be. It really could.
And
be.
I love that they're keeping the whole plot on hush hush.
If you had to make an early prediction for best film, what would you guess?
Ooh, interesting.
For
interesting
for
question.
Max or for the Uranus Awards will probably end up.
What's the difference?
Well, because Max would probably nominate Avengers.
Since it counts, Isle of Dogs.
For best film?
Yeah, that looks
It's
stunning.
like I said earlier in this cast here, Fantastic Mr. Fox is my fourth favorite film of all time, and let's count the things that are me in Isle of Dogs. Wes Anderson, favorite director. Dogs, my favorite thing ever. Japan, my favorite culture. Stop motion, my favorite way to make a movie, and the cast is just giant. It's extraordinary, it has amazing actors from our country and from Japan, and it looks
remarkable.
like everything I've ever wanted in a movie.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good.
I hate making like early predictions of like this might be one of my all-time favorite movies after I see it, but it's shaping up to be that because I watched that trailer almost 30 times at home,
Yeah.
not in a theater, and I've seen it in the
like
theater
trailers.
too. I watched it the moment it came out on the internet. Wes Anderson gets that priority, and so does Paul Thomas Anderson. I've got a big Anderson
Phantom
thing.
Thread.
Phantom Thread. I watched about 30 times at home too.
My early picks, if I had to choose, I can't see myself not being obsessed with Avengers. So I would have to throw it out.
Sure.
But I think the movie, if I don't count that, I'm most excited for is Ready Player One.
Oh man,
Because
that trailer.
Steven Spielberg, A. B, the book is so good. C, the trailer was one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life, mainly because of the Willy Wonka song playing in the background.
That trailer turns me into a 5-year-old going to Chuck E. Cheese for the first time.
Absolutely.
But like, it doesn't just have the Willy Wonka imagination song. It then punches you in the face with Rush's Tom Sawyer, which is one of the coolest things ever. Because Tom Sawyer is one of the best songs ever, and it's perfect to underscore this movie.
You know what movie I'm not excited for, based on the trailer? Wrinkle of Time.
Really?
Yeah, you mentioned that, and I saw that trailer when I saw Coco, and I was hooked immediately.
You know what movie I'm least excited for next year? Tomb Raider.
You know, I actually kind of dug that trailer.
I did too.
I love Alicia Vikander, and I think
love her.
I think it might be fun.
If we didn't have to watch that, I probably would not watch that.
I'm gonna give it a chance.
Tyler, what are you doing to us?
He's just going all
He just doesn't even care at this point. He's just like playing.
he's going all hair on us. All
I hate you.
I'm excited for Black Panther. I'll say it.
Oh, I'm very excited for that movie.
I can't watch either of those trailers without getting pumped.
I'll say I'm more excited for Infinity War than I am for Black Panther.
I mean, me too.
Hey, did you notice? Did you notice on the Black Panther poster?
Which one?
The
main one?
The main one with all of them. The only two white dudes
Yep.
are Bilbo and
Nope.
and
Gollum.
And Gollum. They're the Tolkien white guys.
Huh?
No,
Wow.
I've heard that joke before. That's why I'm not laughing. But I thought it was funny.
You're laughing.
Crimes of Grindelwald.
I like Fantastic Beasts, not really enough to be super excited about.
I think
Four
it's-
more movies.
I think it's too early in that series to tell.
I'm just saying we're talking about things that I think could be great.
I think it's going to be an improvement to move away from Newt Scamander as a main character.
I hope so.
I
I love Eddie Redmayne, but like,
I feel like we got ripped off though, because they were originally it was, hey, we're gonna give you these 3 movies that explore the magical world in America, and then after the first one came out, they're like, not really. We're just giving you 6 movies of an Albus Dumbledore prequel.
but who doesn't want that?
I don't want that. I want to see more of the American Wizarding World.
I want to see the origins of Albus and Grindelwald.
I want to see that whole world expanded. I love the Harry Potter world, but I've seen enough of Hogwarts. I want to see Brazil and China and Japan.
I want to see all that. I don't want them to ever stop making movies.
Make more of America.
Let me illustrate a little bit about what confuses me about this series. The second movie is called Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. Why even put the words Fantastic Beasts in there? Because it seems like they're going to do a Grindelwald story and also have Eddie Redmayne hunting more monsters. Like, why even have the Fantastic Beasts be part of this anymore? Like, we got that movie. Why not have just this be the Crimes of Grindelwald, then have the third movie be another thing in that universe, and then the fourth movie
Fight of the Elder Wand.
Have the same characters if you want, but like
one Fantastic Beast.
But like, why bother trying to stretch out the whole Fantastic Beasts thing?
I'm sure they'll incorporate it.
Like,
I don't know. We don't have anything yet besides that one little like moving image.
I don't know why it has to be incorporated at all. I think we got enough of the Fantastic Beasts part in the first one. So, if this was just the whole Jude Law versus Johnny Depp thing, that would be fine with me.
Look at Star Wars, like this whole Rian Johnson trilogy of movies that they're gonna make that has nothing to do with Skywalker family.
Yeah,
I'm really excited for that. I want to see more of the Star Wars universe.
But not Han Solo.
But not Han Solo.
I'm not gonna get excited for anything Star Wars related until it's concrete and begun filming. That's what I'll say. Because they've scrapped so many ideas over the years.
I mean, that one, the Rian Johnson is pretty set in stone.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, obviously his movie comes out next week, and then as far as his like trilogy of movies, I don't know yet. So
I honestly can't. I was telling Tyler this earlier. I would say 1 second per minute I'm thinking about Star Wars throughout my day.
Very nice. I mean,
I can't get it out of my head.
That's been my life since I was about 4. So,
and we don't have to do this right now because I know that you don't watch trailers. You don't do that.
Well,
do you want to talk about theories?
Well, I've seen the Star Wars Last Jedi trailer enough times now.
Because I would talk about who, if you guys are down to talk
Sure.
about. Okay, so I had this realization. I was talking to my buddy Brett, who wrote the music for us and did for Cracking It with Max. He's helped me with everything.
We could have him on the show.
He's great, but he's in LA.
I don't care.
Fair enough. I was talking to him, and we were talking about theories literally 2 nights ago. And I think many things. One of which is that Luke will go to the dark side because Leia dies.
Interesting.
I think that's why he goes to the dark side. The reason I think he goes to the dark side is because of the movie poster.
Because the villain always looms in the back?
Yeah. Which doesn't mean that they don't turn out good in the end.
There's been a bunch of promotional material hinting that Luke will turn to the dark side. I mean,
same with Rey.
I show you those two
they're the
cardboard
IMAX.
cutouts.
Yeah.
where, you know,
It's
Luke's
at
on the
your
dark
movie
side.
theater.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then even the Alamo Draft House, you know, the beer glass, they have a light side one and a dark side one, and on the dark side beer glass, Luke's on there.
Well, on Instagram and like Twitter and stuff, like they're like putting all the images up, and like for Rey, this side says something, it's blue of her face, and the other side is red, and it says on that side it says fulfill your destiny.
What does Luke turning evil or turning to the dark side mean for you though?
Max Joseph?
Yeah, like what do you think that entails?
No, Olympia Dukakis.
Shut the. What do you mean?
Because I
don't know what the good, like, it's not going to be to help Snoke, who we can talk about in a minute. I think he finally has emotions and he turns to the dark side, kind of like how Anakin did because they killed his mother. And because they killed Leia, that's where my point is wait, hold on. My point is I think that is how he is going to turn to the dark side if he goes to the dark side. I think that is what will happen.
I think at best Luke turning to the dark side. I can't imagine him going and like joining Snoke or working under Snoke or anything, because in the 2 trailers that we've seen, Luke's attitude has pretty much just been like, fuck you, I'm hiding on this island for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
He's just kind of independent. If anything, him going to the dark side isn't so much him turning the dark side as much as him stepping away from the light side, if that makes sense. Like, he's kind of his own team, I guess.
But we also might be introduced to the gray.
Yeah, I would totally buy that. I want to talk about my favorite theory, and that is Rey Kenobi.
Who do you think she is? If she's anyone.
I think she's Obi-Wan's granddaughter. Because in episode 4, Obi-Wan says, I used to be a Jedi. They are making an Obi-Wan prequel. My prediction is that after he dropped off baby Luke and said, here you go, take this, I don't want it. He went, got married, had a whole life.
That was a quote, by the way.
Right. I don't want this.
Take your father's lightsaber. He wanted you to have it.
My theory is he had a wife, settled down, and something traumatic happened to that wife, and that's why he was in solitude. I don't think he spent the full 20 years or whatever it was by himself. I think he tried to have a family and something tragic happened. I think that's our prequel film. And I think whoever his wife was or whatever is somehow connected to some sort of royalty. Because there's another theory that Rey is basically the Star Wars version of Anastasia. That she's
Right.
like a princess in hiding and doesn't know she's a princess or whatever.
Right.
I still think she's Obi-Wan's granddaughter.
What do you think?
I don't actually allow myself to come up with theories.
Mm.
I let the movies tell me.
I hate you.
What the hell?
You're no fun.
That's the way I've always been.
Just make one prediction.
I don't really have one. I trust Ryan Johnson. I've always been a huge fan of his writing work in particular, and I think he's going to do us well.
Oh, I do too.
So that's why I'm not bothering with any kind of building myself up with theories or possibilities or what ifs. I'm just gonna let him do his work.
I feel you.
My theory is that what's the little furry ball thing?
The porgs.
The ports.
Those things are going to sell like hotcakes.
They already
They
are.
already are.
Have you gone into a Disney store yet?
I have not.
Well, I did.
I
In
bet.
Chicago.
I'm mad that I can't have a real one right now.
Yeah. Oh,
It's like if a puppy met like a gopher and had a baby with it.
it's my Saturday night. My girlfriend says, no way he goes to the dark side. So, he obviously doesn't. Just kidding.
Okay.
I
Hang
will
on,
wait.
hang on. I think Luke is Batman TBH.
This is going to be Patrick, guys. Patrick's going to be good.
I love this guy already.
He's great.
You were
I think she's either a Kenobi or Palpatine's great-granddaughter.
no one said Palpatine yet, so that's interesting.
I think that would be really cool and would explain why and if she goes to the dark side.
Let me ask you a question.
No.
What answers do you think we will not get in this movie?
I shit you not, I literally had this talk with Brett 2 nights ago. And I don't know. I think they will give us who Snoke is.
See, that's the one I don't think we're going to get.
I think that they're going to answer... They're going to for sure answer Rey. They have to.
I've got
Yeah.
one that I just came up with right now.
Okay.
We might not get how Maz Kanata came to find Luke's lightsaber.
That is one of my burning questions that I really hope they do answer.
I would love to get that answer. If I were to pick one that we don't get, that's it.
But honestly, the whole Maz Kanata getting the lightsaber seems like something that they'll, like, write a separate book about or something and just never tell you in the movie.
Because, like, that thing fell out of Cloud City. I don't know how it ended up anywhere.
That was actually in my top 3 questions out of Force Awakens. I'm like, how did she get this? I don't think we'll get that.
A great story for another time, and I really hope it is a great story.
And also, like, that whole scene when Maz and Han's like, so, who's the girl? Cut to the other scene. And I'm like, okay. And also, okay. I think we're going to get who Rey is.
Okay.
I think that is the one that we are for sure going to get that. I
would walk away mad if we don't get that answer.
Yeah. I also think if they stick to what they know, because they basically just redid episode 4 and episode 7, but different and still fantastic. Buy a water bottle. I think I kind of hope they don't do this because it'd be too similar. Spoiler alert: if you don't know this, you're literally not a human.
He's so happy with himself.
God. So, Darth Vader is Luke's father, and you find that out.
What?
I know. At the very end of episode 5. I wonder if they do the same thing with who's Rey's parents are at the end of episode.
Funny
8.
You know what
thing about
I
that-
just learned this week is apparently the whole scene in episode 6 where Yoda tells Luke,
His father.
yeah, that Vader's his father,
Uh-huh.
is because a lot of people left Empire Strikes Back
Not believing it.
Yeah, not believing
I know.
it. They thought it was like a fake out or a joke, like that's not real. So they added that scene in just to clarify that it was.
I think we won't find out if Luke is Batman.
Funny thing,
He's the Joker.
In an
Duh.
interview, Daisy Ridley actually said that the answer to Rey's lineage is in The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
I've seen that movie a very large number of times.
And they've also said that
I
J.J.
can't figure
Abrams'
it out.
quote said her parents are not in it.
What?
I'm 99% positive.
That sounds to me like someone's full of shit.
Which obviously could be a lie because why wouldn't you lie?
Her parents aren't in it, but the answer to who her parents is clear from.
But that doesn't mean that their voices weren't in it. Like, that could have meant physically they're not in it. But also, that goes back to my theory of Palpatine.
That goes back to my theory of Kenobi because
But his voice was in there.
Yeah,
Palpatine wasn't in there at all.
he wasn't in there. His voice was. Loopholes.
Also, who's Snoke?
Pelagius.
It's kind of who I think.
Do you think we'll see the Knights of Ren?
Who knows? Maybe.
Because I find it suspicious that we have not seen any toys or posters or promotional material for any of the other Knights of Ren.
Well, they got to be careful with the toys they release before the movie comes out.
Those Funko Pops sometimes give things away.
Sometimes, yeah.
But to me, that was like the biggest. That was like the biggest selling point that got me really interested in that was
The Knights
they
of Ren.
they really pushed like this is not the Sith, these are the Knights of Ren.
Sure.
Which to me basically seemed like the Star Wars version of Organization 13 or the Akatsuki. You know, I was like all into that. I'm like, you could have different armors and different style lightsabers.
I mean, we're
Give
for
one-
sure going to see the destruction of the Jedi Temple from the Knights of Ren.
Let me see one of them with like a lightsaber axe or something. Like they should all have different lightsaber weapons.
Sure. I mean, great. I'd be down for that.
Have you ever heard the story about how nobody knew that Vader was Luke's father until the movie actually came out, and how they hid it from the whole cast?
No.
Well, as you know, David Prowse was the Darth Vader in the bodysuit,
Yeah.
and he said all of the lines on set as they were filming so that James Earl could voice it in later. And on set, David Prowse's line was, "No, Obi-Wan killed your father." And the rest of that scene goes, "That's not true, that's impossible. Search your feelings, you know to be true." And yeah, that scene goes like that. But then later in the Millennium Falcon, you see Luke hear Vader's voice, and he says, "Father." But the direction on set was, you hear your father's voice. He didn't specify to Mark Hamill that Darth Vader was his father. So nobody knew except for George Lucas, one of the screenwriters,
And James Earl Jones.
and James Earl Jones until the movie actually came
Cool.
out.
That's like a fact.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's really cool.
That's one of my favorite filming stories ever.
Someone is like doing construction right now.
Yeah.
Oh man, that might be our time to call it soon.
Well,
But,
wait, hold on. I also think Snoke could be Anakin's father.
I like that Anakin doesn't have a father.
I do too, but how frickin' sweet would that be if all of a sudden you're like, I'm Anakin's father?
Nah.
Or it's Mace Windu. Or Jar Jar.
Did you guys ever hear that theory that Rey was Anakin?
like the Force reincarnation of Anakin.
Yeah, she's like Star Wars version of the Avatar.
Pretty much, I've heard that. Yeah.
I would be fine with that.
I honestly don't think they're going to do wrong.
I think I'd be really satisfied if all these fanboys were just completely wrong. Like, nobody gets it right.
I hope so too. I hope it's
Yeah.
something completely different.
I
I,
just
also
want-
wouldn't be mad if Ray was. No, I'd be
But,
mad if
we're
Ray
going to
wasn't
get
someone.
someone who says called it.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be like this though. I feel like we'll have 10 questions going in. They'll answer 5, not answer 5, and we'll get like 10 new ones.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Like, I know Kylo's gonna end up being good. He has to. I still think that.
think he's gonna
I
end
go
up
back
dying.
and forth with saying that he's a double agent.
He's gonna die.
Could be.
I think that he's a double agent. And the way that he had to prove himself, spoiler alert,
I think he's
was that he had to kill his father in order to prove.
cute.
I disagree with both those things.
That's just, I've always thought Adam Driver was cute.
He looks like a young Snape.
I've
And Alan Rickman.
I've always been attracted to unique features in people. And he's got a very unique face. Thank you. You're welcome, babe.
Oh my god. God damn it, Tyler.
I'm so lost without you.
Yeah, I'm also excited to see more Phasma. In the trailer,
Oh, sure.
him versus
maybe we'll actually-
Finn was sweet.
Maybe we'll actually see Phasma for once.
Yeah. I mean, they're promoting her way more also.
I hope they put her in another trash compactor.
Oh my god.
I will say I'm not super stoked for JJ to do episode 9.
Why?
I like him half the time.
Did you like Force Awakens?
Well, of course, I love it very much. I don't like Cloverfield at all. I love Super 8.
Oh.
I love half of the Star Trek films.
Thank you for reminding me. Another movie in 2018 I'm excited for is Cloverfield 3.
I liked 10 Cloverfield Lane enough. I don't really care
That
to
was a
see
cool
the rest
movie.
of it. But
I'm not
I just,
too worried
I don't
about
know.
that.
I wanted, if they were going to get a third director besides Colin Trevorrow, who I'm very excited is not doing that movie, I just wish they would have chosen someone else.
I mean, they offered J.J. Abrams 8,
I know.
and
And
he said, like, I don't want to, and then he regretted it after reading the script.
yeah, I just...
But apparently they loved Ryan Johnson, and so obviously they loved Ryan Johnson enough to let him have a trilogy. So this,
Apparently,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Apparently-
I just would have picked someone else for Star Wars 9.
Apparently, J.J. Abrams wanted to end The Force Awakens with Rey, Chewie, and BB-8 finding Luke. And Ryan Johnson asked J.J. Abrams, "No, I need you to change it so that it's R2-D2 instead." I don't know what that means.
Wait, that didn't happen.
What are you talking about?
It was just Rey on the cliff.
No, Chewie and R2-D2 came with her.
Well, yeah, but she was at the last shot is just her and Luke.
But I'm saying
Oh.
originally it was supposed to be BB-8 coming with her instead of R2-D2. And Ryan Johnson asked
I thought you meant like
Abrams-
on the mountain. I'm like, there was for sure no one else on that mountain.
No, but you remember them coming in the
Yeah,
morning.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I was like, there was not. Nope, it was just them.
I still remember getting chills from just like the 10 seconds of Mark Hamill at the end of that movie.
Easiest money Mark Hamill has ever made.
Did you see his Ellen interview? He was just on Ellen for the first time talking about that.
Yeah.
Like they made him go on a super exercise and diet regimen. He lost 50 pounds for The Force Awakens, and when they sent him the script first, he started reading things. He got super excited. He's like, I read that all of a sudden the lightsaber gets pulled out of the snow and flies through the air, and I'm like, yes, I'm finally in the movie. And then it goes to Rey. He goes, damn it!
That's amazing.
And he told a super sweet story about how he always carries around a little tiny plushy Dory.
So, question: if next Wednesday we do a Force Awakens movie night, maybe we could do some commentary for the fans, huh?
We could.
Like,
We could do a live commentary.
That would be
We could do that on Instagram.
So if you're
Facebook,
interested
Twitter.
in Max jonesing out and me just talking shit for Force Awakens,
Do you not
That's,
like Force Awakens?
no, I actually do like Force Awakens, but
you
I
love-
can find
but you love-
anything to criticize.
I know you can.
Kettle.
No, I'm Xander.
So tune in next Tuesday for our episode, and tune in possibly Wednesday as well for
Yeah.
Force
Oh, wait.
Awakens commentary.
We never talked about Wreck-It Ralph 2.
I'm thrilled about that movie.
Yeah, me too. Okay, that's all.
Yeah.
So yeah, but like also to like close it out, did you want to do like the sign off thing that includes like, hey, give us money?
Give us money.
I'm gonna put the link in here.
Yeah. You guys have been really helpful with the Patreon donations thus far. More donations will always be more helpful. We really appreciate it. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. And as we're leaving our homes,
And give us some feedback. Like, what did you guys think of this random episode? What are you guys excited for in 2018, TV or movie?
yeah, please. If you have any questions about us personally, we'll answer them in the
No,
podcast.
Zach won't. Zach won't.
Yeah.
I am happy to answer questions. I love being interviewed. It's
What's your
fun.
Twitter handle and Instagram handle?
At NGN Xander, both of them.
Yep, and I'm at mjoseph492.
And I'm not on social media.
No, you are not.
Which is probably best.
You can reach me through Max.
And yeah,
Maybe.
next week we will be talking about Guillermo del Toro's The Shape of Water.
Yeah.
I think we've all seen it already, right?
I have not. I'm seeing it tomorrow, and it looks like Abe Sapien's origin story, which I'm kind of excited about.
We'll get into it next week.
We will.
Yeah.
All right. And then the week after that, Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi.
Which is just gonna be the best.
That's gonna be like a 3-hour episode.
That's gonna be a really good episode. I'm excited.
And if you're in the New York area, please come see it at AMC Lowe's Lincoln Square and say hi to me, because that's where I work.
Yeah. And I think that's it. And a reminder that we're doing TV. We're adding TV next year with Patrick Gakusin. And it's going to be awesome. Follow him. He's, I think, Patrick_Gakusin or Gakusin_Patrick. But he's awesome. We're really excited to have him on the team. And
Before we sign out fully, do either of you want to try a mic impression? Because I've done them all, and I want to see what
I kind of want to see Zach do it.
Oh man!
okay, give me
of
a-
what movie?
of the
Wait,
space
wait.
between
I don't
us.
think
I'm also going to record this for him because I don't think he's watching right
Give
now.
me a mic.
I'm not an actor. You guys are the actors.
It's okay.
Come on.
Give us your mic impression of the space between us.
Okay, so like, there's this kid, Ace Butterfield. Can't really remember his name right now, but his mom was like an astronaut, and she goes to Mars, and then she realizes that she's actually pregnant, and so she has Asa Butterfield as a baby, but he grows up on Mars, and he like does Tinder or something, and meets this girl, and he's like completely obsessed with her because his only friend is a robot, and he like hijacks a spaceship and finds this girl, and they like fall in love, and like he's trying to find his dad because he knows that he has a dad somewhere, and mystery happens.
Yes, bravo.
I think that was better than you thought it was going to be.
That was really good.
Now, if you don't mind being cheeky, I want to see your mic impression of Alien Covenant.
Yes, your turn, bitch.
Here's the thing, guys. Can I do a movie that I've seen recently?
Okay.
Okay, wait. Stand by.
It has to be a podcast we haven't done. Like an episode we haven't done.
Okay.
So like
We
Life,
did most of them actually somehow.
yeah, like Life, or
Props to us for squeezing them all in.
one of the DC DVD movies, or Wish Upon.
Did we do? We did Happy Death Day.
Yes.
Did we do?
Did you do Wish Upon? Did you watch that?
How about The Great Wall?
Did we talk about the Great Wall?
I don't
Yeah, we
think-
did.
I
Not
think
on like
we
a full
did.
episode.
The King Arthur episode.
Yeah. Oh,
Didn't we?
I don't think so. Did we?
No, we talked about that with Kingsman.
Can we talk? I'll talk about Captain Underpants.
Okay.
All right.
Fine. Yeah. I
Guys, I like am really bad at telling. Okay, wait. When I was interviewed, when I was in this show once, I had been rehearsing the show for 2 months, and I was interviewed by a reporter, and they said, "So, like, tell us about the show," and I couldn't tell them. I literally don't know how to summarize a movie, a play, or anything.
I'm loving it so far.
Okay. I don't get stage fright, and I have stage fright right now. Okay.
You made me do it. You guys are the actors, not me.
Yeah, but, like, I'm uncomfortable. Okay, here we go.
It's okay. Your audience is the Grumpus and Diet Harry Potter, so you don't have to worry about anything.
Did you call me Krampus?
The Grumpus.
But also,
Also Krampus.
okay, so, like, I gotta remember this movie. Can I do a movie I know really well?
No,
Fine.
you cannot do Spider-Man Homecoming.
Okay, fine.
Do either Alien Covenant or Captain Underpants.
Okay. So, like, there's, like, these 2 kids, that I don't really remember their names, actually, which is also what Mike would say. And,
It's George and Harold.
Well, it's George and Harold, and they have this really awful teacher who's really mean, the principal, and they don't like him, so they go into their treehouse and they write comic books about this guy named like Captain Underpants, and then somehow that mean principal dude he turns it into Captain Underpants. And the kids are like, whoa. And then there's the guy with the mustache, the little and they fight, and it's funny. It's good voice. There's some good voiceover acting in there. I really appreciated the. It was good, and that's Captain Underpants, and then Mystery happens in it.
Tyler, who has the best Mike impersonation?
I think you should put it up to a vote.
What do you guys think?
What do you guys think? Who has the best
You've
Mike?
seen me do it like 3 or 4 times, so who's your favorite Mike? Me, Zach, or Max?
Let us know in the comments.
And Mike, who's your favorite Mike?
Yeah, he's gonna kill us.
He's really... I'm surprised he hasn't already.
Well, that's what he gets for missing 3 episodes.
Mark Winsky, what are you watching? Mark, you should have been watching this whole time. You're watching Going In Deep, broadcast from Uranus. And we talk about sci-fi and all these movies that I've told you about in person. So get it together.
But that's where we're going to call it.
Do you want to...
That's it.
Do you want to finalize the mic?
This is Going In Deep, Going Dark.